If you've taken the time to play this tape, chances are your Wescor Vapro osmometer isn't working the way it should. Its LCD displays an error message or the readings seem erratic. Don't worry, the problem is probably just a dirty head. Not your head, the instrument's thermocouple head. It's a problem you can take care of with simple cleaning. Okay, so maybe not quite that simple, but it's easy, and we'll show you how. The first step is to check for contamination. Run a clean test by loading a 100 sample. After the sample is processed, select Clean Test, then enter. The LCD will indicate the level of thermocouple sensor contamination. 0 means no contamination, and 10 indicates a moderate level. Numbers that climb over 10 signify more and more contamination and the need to clean.
Well, you can look at it this way. There's an easy way and a hard way. The easy way is to think of thermocouple cleaning as preventive maintenance. If you do a clean test before each session, and then when you see moderate levels of contamination based on the result of the clean test, clean the thermocouple. A simple water rinse will usually take care of the problem right there and restore instrument performance. On the other hand, if you just let it go and ignore it, let the contamination build up to a very high level, then what's going to happen is you're into the rigorous cleaning techniques with cleaning solution, maybe even mechanical scraping. And that's the hard way.
Wait a minute, screw that back in. Every once in a while, the problem is simply a loose head. With the chamber locking lever open, check that first. Make sure all 4 screws are firmly tightened. Next, be sure the cable leading to the instrument's head is connected. If the head is tight and the connector secure in its socket, then it's time to clean. Take out the screws, disconnect the cable, and look at the thermocouple sensor head. Under a microscope, a moderately contaminated thermocouple looks like this. After you clean it, it should look like this. The small wire structure is the thermocouple itself. Notice that the wire is arched. If yours is bent or flattened, stay tuned, we'll tell you what to do. The surrounding metal is called the thermocouple mount. Remember, any time the thermocouple head is out of the machine, it's important not to wipe, snag, or otherwise damage the delicate thermocouple. If your thermocouple looks like ours, it may only need a routine cleaning. If it has material caked on, that'll require more drastic cleaning measures. We'll demonstrate those in a few moments. Right now, let's do a simple water rinse. For routine cleaning, that should be all you need. With the thermocouple out of the machine, wipe around the thermocouple mount with a dry swab to remove any oily residue. Be careful not to snag the thermocouple. Next, place a few drops of deionized water on the thermocouple mount. Simply let it soak for at least 5 minutes to even an hour while you go to lunch. Now take a swab and wipe around the mount. After that, you're ready to rinse. Drop on deionized water and shake it off. Drop on, shake off, at least 10 times. Finally, a shot of canned air to speed up the drying process. If you like cleaning osmometers, just shake your air can and blow gunk all over the thermocouple. To avoid that, try another technique. Place your air can firmly on the bench and release a short burst of air to clear the nozzle of compressor oil. Then, without shaking the can, give the thermocouple a 1-second burst of air. A longer blast might cause contamination. Be careful not to bump the can on the thermocouple, but don't worry about blowing the thermocouple away. It can take it. If your thermocouple head still looks dirty or fails the clean test, try using Wescor cleaning solution. Put a drop or 2 of cleaning solution on the thermocouple mount, and just on the mount. Don't let any liquid get in the gap between the thermocouple mount and the body of the head. Let it soak for 30 seconds. Now take a swab and wipe around the mount. Shake off the cleaning solution and immediately put on a few drops of deionized water. And shake it off. Drop on, shake off 10 times. Then blow dry. If the head still looks dirty or once again fails the clean test, it's time for serious action. For this battle, you need deionized water, a microscope, Wescor cleaning solution, and 3 swabs. Cut swab number 1 like so. This is your major weapon. Put 2 or 3 drops of Wescor cleaning solution on the thermocouple and let it soak for 30 seconds. Then very carefully take the pointed end of your finely crafted thermocouple gunk remover and clean under a microscope. Now take swab number 2 and swab around the thermocouple. Shake off the cleaning solution and immediately rinse with DI water 2 or 3 times. A few more drops of deionized water and it's time for swab number 3. A round of rinse aerobics. Then a soak in DI water for 20 minutes or even an hour while you're having lunch. Enough time to get rested up for another exercise session, a blow dry, and back into the machine. You should be able to run at least 100 samples between cleanings, depending on the type of samples you run and your loading technique. If you don't load the osmometer properly, you can contaminate it with one shot. Use proper pipetting techniques and be sure your sample volume is normal. If you're using the correct type of pipette and good technique, you'll rarely see a bubble in the specimen. But if you do, be sure to break it before closing the slide. A bubble burst inside the chamber will contaminate the thermocouple. If the pipette tip, sample material, or the wet disc touch the outer surface of the sample holder, wipe the sample holder clean and start over. When you push the sample slide into the instrument, do so gently and always lock the sample locking lever with a smooth motion. After finishing with each sample, remove the specimen and clean the sample holder. Besides being dirty, the other major problem is a smashed or mangled thermocouple. Here's a normal, happy, fun-loving thermocouple. Here's one with its face punched in. Time for a little plastic surgery. Using a piece of bond paper, go over about 1 inch from the corner and cut it down for about 2 inches so you get a triangle. Using a dissecting microscope or some kind of magnification, slide the narrowest part of your paper underneath the thermocouple and wiggle it back and forth until you arch it up and straighten it out. Now that the thermocouple is clean and healthy, you're ready to resume calibration.
Remember, you can avoid the hard way. You can avoid the rigorous cleaning and the scrubbing if you simply perform a water rinse on a routine basis. Watch your thermocouple, clean it often, and then it'll be easy. You won't spend much time at it. Remember that all the things we've talked about in this video are contained in the user instruction manual. Keep it near the instrument. Refer to it whenever you have a problem. And if you can't find help there, feel free to call Wescor. We'll be happy to help you with any problem you may encounter.